What we have here is a non-Newtonian fluid. So it acts like a solid when you put pressure on it because the starch, which is amylose and amylopectin strands, they lock in place. But when you don't put pressure on it, it just goes back to being a liquid because the strands can slide past one another. So it has a fixed volume. It just only has a fixed shape when you put pressure on it. So I guess that's why it's called a liquid, because you've got to put pressure on it to turn it into a solid. And so this one's a little bit dry, which is not as good forming. It's slower to form a liquid, but it forms really cool shapes. And so as you can see, I'm just putting pressure on it to make it a ball. And then when I leave it, it just slowly turns into a liquid and just drips off. It's quite surreal to play with because you know something weird's going on. You're just naturally not used to it. And even when it drips off, you can snap bits off, and because you're putting pressure on it, it goes back to a solid again. So if you look how I snap it off, it just turns into a solid when I snap it. So that's kind of cool. This is probably the most fun. You just smash the thing. It behaves like a rock. And then if you just leave it, I probably pushed on it too much. If you just drop it, it just sinks down straight into it. Whereas before I couldn't bash it into it no matter how hard I tried. And if you pull it up real quick, it picks everything up with it. But if you pick it up really gently and really slowly, everything just drips off. So that's kind of a lot of fun. Couldn't find a hammer. Okay, so there you go. I think the very last thing I do is just add a little bit more water to it so that the ball works a little bit better. So it's a little bit more effort to keep it into a ball though, but when you stop pushing on it, it does turn into a liquid much better. And lastly, just the stuff on the table that I had to clean up. Looks like it's difficult to clean up, but when you push on it, it just turns into a solid and you can pick it up, which is quite bizarre. And then if you just don't touch it, it just goes back into a liquid again and you think, oh, what a mess. But you just pick it up, turns into a solid, and you can pick it up in pieces.